Hey friends, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Tarot, and today we have a pick a card reading for you that will focus on today, which is the spring equinox. We are now in the astrological new year and in Aries season. So we're going to take a look and see what messages that Spirit wants to come through and just talk to you about or make you aware of as we come into the astrological new year. So this will be kind of a predictions and what you need to know type reading, and think of it kind of like as a traditional new year reading, except for this will be obviously for our new astrological season and moving forward into this new year. So in front of you, we have three piles. Pile number one, you have the red jasper root chakra. Pile two, you have the green aventurine heart chakra. And pile three, you have the lapis lazuli throat chakra. So go ahead and take a moment to see which pile speaks to you, and I will see you at your reading. Hey everybody, if you are pile one and you chose the red jasper root chakra, yep, this will be your reading for the new astrological new year. That was a little redundant, wasn't it? We also pulled some oracle cards over here to get a little bit more information. For today, I am using the good old Rider-Waite deck. I haven't played with this guy in quite some time. So first, okay, these are specific messages, so we're going to put that over there. I'm going to use the wisdom of the oracle to get some kind of incoming energies and focus for the new astrological new year, and then we'll get a little bit of clarification with the tarot. So for you, pile one, you have all that glitters. You have to be fair, and you have never-ending story. Okay, so for you, pile one, the first thing that I probably, feel right coming into this pile is that maybe 2023, that astrological year, probably wasn't the best. Maybe there was a lot of feeling of needing to grind, but there is a lot of incoming energy here that I am seeing, that there is something that's finally coming due to you. With the To Be Fair card, there is a lot of kind of like justice feeling with this, and with the All That Glitters card, by the way, number 16, 38, and 37. This one obviously reduces to 7, and when you think of 7, I don't know about you, but I always think of lucky number 7. So I do think that there is prosperity, luck, abundance coming in with this new astrological new year season of Aries. By the way, happy birthday to the Aries people. To Be Fair, of course, is, like I said, it's similar to the Justice card. If you can see her, in this position, she's got her little balancing of the scales and the little owl on her not her forehead, but on her crown. She's very much standing in her own power, but she knows what she wants. She's garnered a whole bunch of wisdom, but at the same time, if things have not quite balanced and equalized in her life. So that is something that we are looking for and looking to achieve. And then with the Never Ending Story card, this has a lot to do with kind of these repeated patterns that you might be doomed to repeat in this new year unless you change things now. So that's kind of the main energy that I'm seeing right now, but let's get some advice and more specifics, I should say, from the tarot. I've already shuffled these a bunch, so we're just going to go for it. Saw that. Anything else? Okay. Quite a bit of chatter. I saw you. did I? I didn't. Okay. Well, I flipped it, but then it got lost. So I guess that was not meant to be. Okay, so let's sort this craziness. I'm just going to take all these and put them over here. Okay, so the first thing that we have is the Queen of Cups. We have the Empress, and we have the Nine of Swords. I'm just going to kind of make sure that we have all this kind of in the frame. We also have the Seven of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to have to arrange all these because I don't think I have enough room. The Knight of Wands, the Emperor, and the Knight of Swords. So let me see here. Did I get everything in the frame? It does look like I kind of did. It actually stand up and look. Okay, so for you, pile one, the first thing that I'm looking at, and we're going to kind of pay attention to, let's see. Yeah, we're going to take about 3 cards per each. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit differently. Yes. Okay. Well, you know what? This is the way it's going to fit. This is the way it's going to fit in the frame. So this is the way we're going to do it. And I will just pay attention to where the placements are. Okay. So what we are looking at here, specifically with the All That Glitters, is you have the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, and the Empress. So, you know, with the number 16, like I said, this is lucky number 7. Or should I say reduces to 7 if that happens to resonate with you. But basically, you know, All That Glitters has a lot to do with kind of also being able to see beyond the superficial, but it's a lot of luck and abundance in that quality sense that, you know, like I said, is not of a superficial origin. It's not going to be very come and go. This is a very stable, good luck, turning of events type energy. And we do have the Wheel of Fortune card here too, not technically clarifying with the All That Glitters, but, you know, in your reading, I do think that there is some sort of turning of the wheel that is going to go in your favor. You've definitely been somebody who has been burdened by a lot of kind of worries and you know, mental stress when it comes to, quite possibly it could be finances, it could be a new job, or, you know, currently being in your old job, or it could just be the fact that you are, you know, desiring of some sort of abundance in your life, but you weren't exactly knowing how to bring that into existence. And with the Empress here, the Emperor, and the Queen of Cups, this is quite a bit of energy in the fact that there was a lot of harmonizing that needed to happen in order to pull this forward. I think that you are finally stepping into a very creative energy when it comes to making things happen for yourself. You, with the Empress card here, you are definitely giving birth to a new way of thinking. And I think that's where the Emperor is coming into play. I think possibly that you have understood that, you know, this kind of inactive, I don't want to say inactive actually, because it's very active, but this kind of worrying is, or just kind of perseverating on negative thoughts was not going to be the way to change things for yourself. I think you had to, you know, part of this might have also been that you were really engaging in a lot of negative self-talk when it comes to whether or not you are deserving or whether or not you could make it happen. If this is particularly a job that you've been in for a very long time, it can be kind of scary to jump ship. And, you know, you're stable right now, but you know, you do want more, and you know that you deserve more. But at the same time, you know, it encompasses a certain amount of risk, right? So I think you have finally come to a place, or soon will be coming into this place in this new astrological year, where you have really harmonized a lot of those internal emotional waves that you've been experiencing. With the Queen of Cups here, she's somebody who is harmonized. She is balanced. She is is able to take things as they come and go with the flow. She is a perfect example, or I'm sorry, a perfect kind of harmonious balance between the Emperor and pretty much the head and the heart. Okay, so right now I do think that you are able to balance this kind of need and self-direction that you definitely want to pursue. And you know, the Emperor is a strength figure. He's dedicated. He is very powerful and has earned his right to be there through a lot of, you know, conquests, challenges. It didn't come easy to him. He had to learn as he went. When I think of somebody who is, you know, in an emperor, he has very much conquered all these hurdles in order to be sitting on this throne. So whatever you have done, maybe you went to school, maybe you have started, you know, revising a resume, maybe you've just been improving your skills or getting some sort of mental health imbalance when it comes to, you know, your thought patterns and the way you're thinking. Any of that, you have definitely been working on yourself, and this has created a lot of harmony that is really beneficial to the emotional side of things. And what I do see here, especially with the Empress and, you know, the All That Glitters card here, is that there is something that is slowly giving birth. There is a prosperity and abundance that is going to be coming in for you very soon. You just have to kind of stay the course. And, you know, with the Queen of Cups, she's the water element. She is go with the flow. So, and the Emperor is very decisive. So balancing those, I think that you will find that as opportunities come to you, you're going to kind of be like the river. You're going to go with the flow, but at the same time, if something sticks and it's there and you see it as an opportunity, you're going to utilize this decisive Emperor energy in order to decide whether or not this is going to, you know, pursue. But there are going to be flows of opportunity, and they're all going to lead you to a certain level of abundance, but figuring out which one is right for you is going to be pretty crucial here. And it's funny that I got 3 messages for you, because I do think there's going to be 3 particular things of advice for this. So I'm going to take these guys. Sorry, I'm going to pop these guys and put them over here. Where do I want to put them? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so for this one, we have a realignment. Shift your perspective for a gained sense of clarity. Yes, absolutely. And that's what it looks like you have been doing. You have really moved through this realignment of your thoughts and your feelings and sense of self-worth and what you deserve. And, you know, it was something that another tarot reader kind of said to me, or said in a video that resonated with me was, you know, some of us feel, and me included, feel very guilty when we feel like we deserve more. Like, I want a better pay. I want, you know, a better job, even though technically you're in one that pays the bills. Like, needing more is not you being selfish. You know, abundance, what this person said, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so right. Abundance is your birthright. It's just making it happen and claiming it and really matching that energy vibration so that it keeps flowing to you. So I really think that that's what's happening with you in terms of realignment. Okay, so with the to be fair, I don't know why I sang it that way. I don't even know why I sang it. It's fine. It's fine. What we are going to take a look at here with the to be fair is we're going to kind of look at all 3 of these together, but we have the High Priestess, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and I did kind of include the 9 of Swords in with this just because I felt like it was very relevant, kind of like how I included the Wheel of Fortune with this relevance. Anyways, okay. So definitely you have been cultivating. You have been going by the book. You have absolutely been following the routine, the regimen, and kind of being patient. And when I think of this card as well, you know, the to be fair, there's a lot to do with, like I said, justice, but I do think there's a little bit of temperance there too. It's kind of like waiting for justice to happen. It can also be very slow moving, just waiting for something to, like the Wheel of Fortune, for the wheel to finally turn in your favor. This isn't a fast moving process. But when the way we talked with, To Be Fair, and by the way, this is number 38. And I know that some people reduce numbers. And I would say, 8 and 3 is 11. So that is, absolutely, 11, 11 and that sort of thing, is a master number. But also if you want to reduce it farther, it goes down to 2. So take that as it resonates. 2 is all about, kind of building and moving through the steps in order to get to the next level. Essentially, it's building. It's building. So for the To Be Fair, I know that we discussed it just a little bit, but this is a lot about having an even exchange. And with the High Priestess here, like I said, that you have been absolutely going by the book and really kind of planning and plotting. And I do think that whatever is coming in here, like we talked about before, with whether it's a new job, or maybe there's going to be a change within your career, or any sort of materialistic pursuit that is going to finally shift in your favor. You have been doing the work and putting in all the effort. It's time for the scales to balance out and for you to essentially be rewarded and receive justice for all the work that you have been doing. But it's going to have to be what is fair to you. This is very much kind of a karmic cycle. It's balance. So, it's going to not only benefit you, but obviously benefit others. This is justice in the way that something needs to be served for the greater good of all, including you. So definitely know that you are going to be, treated accordingly, and, be open to, negotiation and what will be beneficial to you, but then also beneficial to those that you care about in a mutual respect and a mutual beneficial way, obviously. But this card is, balance and justice and negotiation, so that we're going to keep things very even and balanced and without, not necessarily without compromise, but there's going to be a fairness for all, essentially. But with the growth period that I do see here for you, coming into the never-ending story piece, is that there is something that you have been kind of pursuing in either this gives me more career vibes, kind of a more materialistic work-life balance and that sort of thing. So I do think that for most of you, this has a lot to do with a shift in lifestyle. Finally balancing things out. If you are all work, kind of as the High Priestess and this person suggests, it also might be, take this as it resonates, but a message to you to kind of harmonize and balance things out to where it is fair to you. There is, like it's been famously said, there's more to life than work, and you need to be able to really not miss out on the amazing things in your life that are being thrown at you, for the sake of you dedicating yourself too much when you are not being treated fairly. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. But I do get the sense that there is going to be some sort of judgment or balance that will be coming in. And I think you've actually, with this side, you have absolutely been doing the work when it comes to that. So, well, actually, you know what? I'll take the Oracle card in a second, because I do want to kind of hammer this home too, is, with the 9 of Swords in with this, is I think this was something of a mental burden to you as well. So I do think that this is all kind of interconnected in, for some of you, in a career sense, to where, you've been doing things by the book and constantly hoping for that recognition, that being noticed, being treated fairly, getting paid fairly for the amount of work that you're doing. And, maybe sometimes this led you to a bit of suffering and kind of keeping you up. But we were all talking about, like, maintaining that harmony, that balance between work and life, and not taking it so, I don't want to say not taking it seriously, but just, you are one person. Okay, you are one person. You can't solve everybody's problems. You can't solve the company's problems if you're working. You are one person, and so long as you come every day and really put your best effort into, you're not the magician. You're not going to just wave a magic wand and things are going to be great for people. So just treat yourself fairly. Okay, pile one, really treat yourself fairly. Okay. But I do think that, like I said, with this coming in and this realignment, you're probably really understanding that there is more to life than this work or this pursuit or something that is all encompassed you. But this card is a lot about finally getting the fruits of your labor. You're just being patient. And like I said, with this here, there is a lot of patience when it comes to that card. So let's take this one. And yeah, okay. So apology, forgiveness through mutual understandings. And I do think that this is more of an apology to yourself for not treating yourself fairly, for kind of backing down and not necessarily letting people kind of like run all over you, but not advocating for what you really want and deserve, which is you are now moving away from. So that's wonderful. Okay. That's a wonderful energy to be in. Okay. So when it comes to never ending story, and this is number 37, which, by the way, that reduces to 10, which reduces to 1. So you could almost say it's kind of the beginning of things. But with the never ending story, this is kind of I don't want to be stuck in this loop anymore. I want to be able to break free. There might be, this person, she's this little fairy. She's sitting on this table and she's got her head in her hands and she's just like, not again. Or kind of what is happening. This is a lot of self-criticism. This is a lot of unnecessary stress that you are putting on yourself. It's definitely something that you are going to need to break free from. And I do think, again, this is something you owe yourself an apology to. You need to break part of all the glitters piece that we were talking about over here with the 9 of Swords was overcoming that particular criticism. And I think what is, when this is a whole new mindset shift that you are coming into with this new astrological year. And I think you're being warned to not go back and repeat the same mistakes. You definitely need to stay in this period of realignment and, really acknowledge that this is a new you. You are turning over a new leaf and you are not going to bury yourself down in these worries. You're not going to stay in that negative energy of like fear and envy and like a victim kind of mentality or anything like that. You are definitely going to stay in this new power that you have found. The wheel is definitely turning in your favor, and that's always really good reassurance that you are worthy of things coming your way. Okay. With the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, I do think with these two cards here, these are action guys. Okay. This guy is all about quick moving action. He has, he's on a mission. He is moving through it. And this one is kind of how we go about doing it. This is action, and this is kind of the creative and thinking, more of the thinking process that goes behind it. But I do think that you are kind of not, you need to understand that you are not doomed to repeat yourself and going back into these past situations. You have this lovely fire energy to keep moving forward and really kind of holding yourself in that Emperor dignity and Queen of Cups energy to where it is balanced, it is fair. You are open to ideas. You are open to, taking the lead and charging forward and making sure that you are an advocate for yourself. Okay. Sometimes I think sometimes with the way we learn about kind of our own wounded inner child or our shadow self is pretty much, sometimes we're doomed to kind of repeat these mistakes, and it takes several cycles of
not loss, but just disharmony and you know, I think of people like where they hit not necessarily rock bottom, but kind of people who are let's just say like on like a weight loss journey or something like that. There is motivation ebbs and flows. And so you are really always going to have to make sure that you are staying in this motivated energy to keep you out of this never-ending story loop. Okay. But I kind of forgot what I was going. I forgot what that particular tangent. Meh, if it comes back to me, it comes back to me. I feel like it was important, but that's okay. I it just blipped right out of my head. But what I did want to say in relation to this is that you are definitely in control of being able to stay out of this energy. You are not doomed to repeat the cycle. Okay. Just something to be aware of. And then, yes, you have expansion. Pursue bigger and greater endeavors. And that comes a lot along with kind of, I mean, you could see the theme, right? You can definitely see that you are leaving this old way of being and this old habits, this old story, this never-ending story. You're getting this, you're finally pushing this out of the way, and you're going to be realigned, and you're going to forgive yourself for all these past issues and failures that were really not necessarily from your own making. That always sounds so harsh, but it was just you not recognizing your potential. Okay, so it was just the failure to kind of recognize how amazing and dynamic and creative and intelligent you are, and recognizing what you deserve. And speaking on that, when it comes to, like I said, doing that work where you're paying attention to, you know, your inner child. There was another tarot reader that I follow that is that said, you know, pay attention to how you're talking to yourself, and if you need to be your own best friend, essentially. And I think this is kind of where I was going when I lost my mind, was you need to put yourself first and really forgive yourself, and also treat yourself with the level of respect that you would for somebody you deeply care about. Okay, because you are number one. And like this tarot reader said, if you wouldn't say it to your best friend or somebody that you deeply care about, why would you say it to yourself? You really need to be your own advocate, your own cheerleader, your own champion. Okay. All right, pile one, let's get this wrapped up. So, and then your final card was the Angel of Wisdom, pursuit of knowledge and spiritual growth. And I think that kind of echoes the theme of this too. So, you know, you are definitely on this particular journey of expansion and realignment. And that obviously will always lead to a certain level of wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual growth. And I do think that there is, especially, like, you do have a lot of wisdom in this deck. You know what I mean? We have the Empress, the High Priestess, and we have the Emperor here, and even the Queen of Cups to a lesser degree. There's this sense that you have climbed a mountain, and you've learned so much along the way that you are not willing to sacrifice anymore. You very much have moved through that energy of I'm going to jump through all these hurdles and I'm going to get what is deserved to me. Now it's like, bam, I deserve all this. I'm going to get all this. Get the heck out of my way. So that is kind of what I see for you, pile one. Okay, so take this as it resonates, and of course, leave me a comment down below if this if you happen to want to claim this idea or this pile. I really appreciate it. And again, make sure you take a moment to like and subscribe the video. It absolutely helps the channel, and really also helps me to know what you guys like and what you don't like in terms of readings. So thank you so much for being here, pile one. I will see you at your next reading. Take care. Hey there, pile two. If you chose the Green Aventurine Heart Chakra Stone, this will be your reading. And we're treating this like the kind of like a New Year reading. This is the new astrological New Year starting today, and we are entering into Aries season. Happy birthday, Aries people. And so take this as kind of like a yearly theme and things that we will be working on as far as challenges, opportunities, get some advice, just kind of the theme for the year. And pile ones was very long, so I'm hoping that I can be a little bit more concise, but you know what? Sometimes there's a lot of messages that come through. So without further ado, I also pulled some oracle cards for some clarification. We are going to use the wisdom of the oracle for the themes. We will get some advice from the angels, and then also specific messages from your spirit guides with the Cupid's arrow oracle cards. So for you, pile 2, let's take a look. You have Between Worlds with the number 3. We have exchanging, not enchanting gifts, exchanging gifts, number 27. And we have a TikTok with the number 30. So, you know, for you, pile 2, I think the first thing that we need to take a look at is the Between Worlds, because I really do think that these came out in this particular order for a reason. So Between Worlds is about transitions and not being completely out of one situation and fully into the next. There's something you need to let go of in order for you to move forward, and especially into this new astrological new year. So, you know, have you worked on setting your intentions, I guess, and have you taken a look? It's kind of like that, you know, traditional New Year energy. It's like out with the old, in with the new. What are you doing to move yourself completely into the bright new world of opportunities? Are you still being stuck in this, you know, shadow side? And I'm not saying that there's, you know, anything negative or bad going on in the past, but I do think that there is something that you are hanging on to that probably isn't propelling you forward in the way that it should. So, you know, definitely kind of explore how you're feeling about certain situations. This kind of gives me a happier version of, like, you know, 8 of Cups energy, where it's kind of deciding to leave behind what doesn't serve you anymore. Also, it could also be, I wouldn't be surprised if we had, like, you know, the Death card or the Tower card come out, because when we linger in the between world situation, sometimes spirit and the universe says, okay, you know what, I've given you all the signs, we're going to yank it. We're going to pull the rug out from under you and force you into that. But I do think that you just need to be critical and look at it from a higher perspective as to what is holding you back from transitioning forward, especially if you deeply resonate with the feeling that you are in some sort of transformative period. We all have multiple transformations, big and small, during our lifetimes. And I think for you, pile 2, you have not quite let something go in order to usher in the new change, the, you know, finalize and bring into that transition. So we'll get some clarification from the tarot, of course, but then let's take a look at exchanging gifts. Okay, exchanging gifts, and that reduces to the number 9, which is coming to, you know, if you see 9s, repeating 9s, that's usually the end. You're coming close to the end of a cycle, which it kind of also goes with Between Worlds. You also, I want to say, have TikTok, which if you are a kind of numerology type person as me, like what I was saying here, you have 3, you have 9, which is 3 3s, and you have the number 30, which reduces to 3. So 3s, repeating 3s, repeating 9s might very well be something that is popping into your life at the moment. Definitely pay attention to what is happening around you when you see those recurring numbers, if you do. Okay. So with exchanging gifts, first, this is kind of about the law of attraction, giving and receiving, trade-offs within the universe, and really entering into a time of opportunities being offered to you, but you are going to have to really commit and be decisive about what you are choosing to pursue. So that could be, really looking into your heart. If you are somebody who is more logically and, like me, more brain focused, or it could be vice versa, where you are easily led by emotions and nostalgia and just how you feel, and maybe more logic is required. But either way, you are going to have to engage in this kind of give and take, this kind of push and pull, and it's kind of like a balance. Okay, just everything in the tarot is about balance. It's so funny. But definitely when it comes to making your choices, there is a lot with this card about being open-minded and really seeing the value and not looking like making the decision from a place of fear. You need to look at it from a mindful balancing type energy where, it doesn't bring harmony. Is it going to harmonize certain parts of my life? So we will get a little bit more information on that. And then with, you have TikTok, which is, it could be timelessness, but it also could be divine timing. So there very well might be something divine timing at work with you. And this is something where you are going to have to really let go of your expectations when it comes to, when things are going to happen to you, or when the timing is going to be right. You will, number one, you're going to know when the timing is right. It's definitely going to be an intuitive sense that you get. But then also, I think you are being asked to have a lot of patience, that the universe is working in your favor to bring this about when the time is right. Definitely understand that, it's the right place, right time for everything, and that will come into fruition when, more than likely, you have this, you get through this transition of letting go. Because kind of like, the regular message that you get, especially from tarot readers, is that, when you are leaving a cycle, or when you're completing a cycle, you're always going to leave something behind so that a new door can open. So closing one door, opening another one, and until you close that door, this is not going to make itself appear. Okay? Okay. So let's get into the tarot and see what information is willing to come out. One more shuffle. Did I already say happy birthday to Aries people? I think I did. I don't know. Okay. What do we have to say? Oh my goodness. Okay. You might also, pile 2, want to take a look at pile 1, because you just had two of the same cards pop out for this this reading that was also in pile 1. So just, I don't know, pile 1 was pretty long. Oh my gosh. Okay, balance, we know. Okay, anything else? I'm hearing no. Okay, so what we got here, let's make this not messy anymore. Yes, okay. So what I'm going to take a look at is, we got, yeah, we do. We got quite a bit. Okay. So I do feel called to keep these over here like they were in the old one as well. And see what we got for the rest here. I did take 3 cards for each one of these to kind of clarify. So I think we'll just see how it goes. Let me get this in a very particular way. Otherwise, I can't move forward. Oh my gosh. You know, I don't have OCD, but sometimes I feel like I have like those tendencies. Okay. And on the back of the deck, since I wanted to look at it for you, we have the Nine of Swords. I'm sorry, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Just always want to take a peek. So let's break this down. Okay. First things first, between worlds. Okay. You are definitely due for a completion of a cycle. Okay. With the Justice card here, I do think this more speaks to the exchanging gifts piece because like we talked about, it's kind of a balance. It's a give and take, but I do think that you are being possibly what might be holding you back with this between worlds is the Emperor energy that you might be kind of enveloped in. Okay. You could be somebody who knows their power and very much, could almost be almost rigid when it comes to, assessing opportunities and holding on to things. Like we have the Queen of Cups here, and in pile one, they were in reverse positions. And I don't mean reversed as in upside down. I mean like they were, Emperor was up here and Queen of Cups was down here. So what I'm seeing here for you is I actually just got the sense that you, like what we talked about with Between Worlds earlier in this reading, that you might be somebody who is more governed by their heart versus their brain, and there needs to obviously be a balance. Everything's about balance, like I said, but you might be trapped in the past when it comes in this in-between world energy because of some sort of heart feeling where you don't want to let this go. This could very much be a relationship. This could be, a way of doing things. This could be something from yourself that you need to let go. This could be a person, relationships. I mean, the opportunities are endless, but only you know what you are emotionally attached to and what you possibly need to leave behind. I just got a fact that there might have been some sort of judgment in terms of a relationship. There might have been a divorce that just got finalized. Take that as it resonates for some of you. Obviously, that's not going to be for all of you. But I do get the sense, especially that there might have been a division between a Queen of Cups and an Emperor, and there was a judgment that came about in a separation. And that would actually really go with kind of Between Worlds too, because as you know, when relationships have this ending, there's, especially if you've been in a long-term committed or even a marriage for a certain amount of time, there takes a little bit of time before you step into being on your own. And maybe this is what we're talking about here. Again, take this as it resonates. I'll explore other options for you guys as well, since this is a reading for the collective. But I do think that for a lot of you, there is some sort of ending to a relationship that ended in a judgment, pretty much that needed to occur, obviously, nobody gets married with the idea that they want to get divorced. You have to go through significant hardship in order to make that conscious decision. And I do think there was, this is now moving into the past, but you're going to have to let this go in order to move forward, obviously. Of course, it takes time, but for some of you, just take that as it resonates. Okay. For the rest of you who are not going through some sort of life-changing event like a divorce or, a separation from a loved one, I do think that what is keeping you back is a sentimentality for something that is no longer serving you. You are going to be asked to step into this Emperor energy, and what is rightfully due to you with the Justice card is not going to come in until you kind of release a little bit of this Queen of Cups energy and step into a little bit more of the Emperor energy as to what is due to you, what is fair, what is what is just when it comes to, and what is equitable when it comes to coming, things coming your way and through this transition. What do you need to leave behind that is fair for you to move forward, that you need to be fair to yourself? So definitely take a look at pile one, because the card in pile one of the wisdom of the oracles was to be fair. So I do get the sense that there is a little bit of that energy as well. And since this is for, kind of the collective when it comes to the astrological new year and Aries season, we might all be in this similar energy. So, definitely kind of keep that in mind. So yes, with the between worlds piece, the Emperor, the Justice, and the Queen of Cups, you could flip-flop this as well. So you could be somebody, like we talked about with the between worlds, who's more led by their heart and is unable to move forward because they lack clarity when it comes to how their mind wants, what their mind wants. They're following their heart too much. You can follow your heart too much, especially when it's leading you down a path to where it's holding you back, right? But at the same time, you could reverse it and say that, you might be somebody, like I said before, about you being too rigid and not following your heart too much. You might be being too logical, too analytical, and really breaking things down into strengths and weaknesses, and really being analytical when it comes to whether or not you should leave this behind and move forward. Okay. So it could be a career move. It very could be leaving a place of comfort that has always been good to you. And for whatever reason, maybe it's taken a turn, and it's not fair or right or just for you to be in this position anymore. But at the same time, you need to recognize that and leave it behind in order to move forward. So let's take one of your oracle cards and definitely see which one pops out. And you have decisions, the need to gain clarity through decision making. Yes, and that resonates exactly with what I was saying with the between worlds and these Emperor, Justice, and Queen of Cups card. So there is going to be a lot of clarity needed in order for you to kind of release what is holding you back and move forward into the light. I love this little flamingo because it's like, oh, it's cloudy over here and it's beautiful over here. And again, it's not that you're moving away from something negative. It's just that whatever is coming due to you that is fair, you are not entirely like stepping into that world, into that frequency of this door opening to you because you're still hanging on to something before. So make those decisions and gain that clarity in order to move yourself forward. Okay. So for exchanging gifts, we have the King of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands, and we also have this lovely gentleman, the Six of Pentacles, who is, being benevolent, acting in their benevolence. And again, this is kind of about give and take. So the King of Wands is a strong fire energy person who is very much governed by kind of the same, similarly to the Justice card. They're pretty similar in the fact that they are powerful gentlemen who know what is due, what is right, what is fair, and are completely able to act on it. However, I do think that there has been a lot of weariness in this exchange is what I'm trying to say. I think that you are definitely still trying to harmonize and are being asked to really accept a lot of people's help and their benevolence when it comes to being able to exchange these gifts and do this give and take. You are definitely somebody who is way more of a giver than you are a taker, is just my sense. You can't give from an empty cup, and you may be feeling very battle weary, okay? But there are people out there who are absolutely trying to help you and definitely kind of lead you forward. But at the same time, I think the King of Wands energy here is kind of like, I don't want to say blocking it. I do want to say that, you know, this is somebody who doesn't have who doesn't need anybody. And maybe that is where you are kind of at, where being able to accept help, even in states of weariness, is really difficult for you. And I think that a lot of it has to do with possibly the Nine of Swords over here when it comes to, it could be self-limiting beliefs. It could also be not being able to see your way out of a situation, especially when it comes to over here to the decisions, not being able to take the blindfold off and see things clearly. And like I said, with the exchanging gifts, you need to be in balance and harmony and have this free flow of equal and fairness when it comes to giving and receiving your energy, your time, your love, your care. And again, similarly to pile one, this was a theme with them too, is making sure that they put themselves first. And you know, that might be something that you need to work on in this astrological new year, is maybe more embodying more of the King of Wands energy and standing in their direction, in their power, and understanding that, you know, while there are battles to be fought, you can always accept people's help. Don't be too stubborn, okay, is kind of what I'm saying. You cannot be all give. You just can't. Like I said, you can't give from an empty cup. It's absolutely draining you. Just accept what is being offered to you, and you know, if it's helpful to you, great, but it doesn't make you any less of a person when it comes to you accepting help. You might be somebody who is just very, very independent, and I totally get that. It's really hard for me to ask for assistance as well. It almost feels like I'm failing, and I want and I want to tell you that you're not, and I should tell myself that too. We're all human. We're human. Let's get an oracle card for you, and we will put down self-limiting beliefs. And I'm just going to throw this one down over here because this one's all time. TikTok, patience, and temperance, which is basically patience. So let's move on. I'm going to pop this over here so you can see these cards too. So again, we have TikTok and divine timing. We have essentially patience, manifestations are on the way. We have temperance, and then we have the Seven of Swords. So what I'm seeing here for you is that these doors are going to be opening for you. You are going to have to jump through these very particular hurdles in order to really take what the universe is kind of offering. You're going to have to remove the blindfold. You are going to have to walk through this not very not very secure little space here. You're going to have to bust through that. You can walk right out, you know, you can cut your bonds and walk right out. It very much has to go with self-limiting beliefs. Negative thoughts are creating the roadblock in your life. And once you get through that, there is a lot of divine timing at work. Again, I think it's just about closing a door in order for this next one to open. And the universe is also being patient with you as well. They're telling you that they are ready to give you what is due to you. But you are going to have to really embody a lot of critical decision making, and that's what the Seven of Swords makes me think sometimes too. It doesn't always have to do with somebody like taking something on the sly. It also has a lot to do with strategy and knowing kind of how to go about things in a particular way. So, you know, take that as it resonates for sure. But I do think for you, there's a lot of realizing that you are in charge of this creative process. You are in charge of this destiny. And if you want this divine timing to push through faster, you're really going to have to let this go. But, you know, you're going to have to work on balance as well as this patience. And just kind of really understand, especially with like the TikTok, it's, you know, are you worried that your manifestations are taking too long? It's, you're never going to run out of time for these important things. And that's something that this card in the deck says that always resonates with me, is that, you know, the miracles that are yours alone. They are meant to happen. They cannot be missed. You are not going to miss these. They are going to come, but they are going to come when it's right for you. So let's prepare ourselves. You know what I mean? You're in capable hands. You have angels and guides and everybody kind of hovering around you, making sure that you are on this right path and this right journey. But you do have your own free will, and you do have the ability to kind of speed this process up once you kind of let the rest of this go. Okay. So this is divine timing. This is yours to take, but you are going to have to be a little bit patient and strategic in your manifestations and bringing that into fruition. Okay. Don't worry about the timing. Just ignore the clock. Ignore it. Ignore the clock. All right. And then for, oh, yes, retreat. Okay, for you, pile 2, we have retreat. Seek and receive consolation from God to overcome a difficult experience. This is a time for reflection, solitude, and contemplation. Okay, so that speaks to me in a way like what we were talking about. If people, some of you were going through this relationship change, a significant breakup or something like that, you are going to need recuperation time. You're going to need time alone. When it comes to transitions and coming in, you know, transitioning between worlds, you are going to have to give yourself some grace and realize that this is something that can really wear you down. You are going to have to pay attention to yourself and how your body feels and how mentally drained you are, and really kind of harmonize that and balance it out. Things are happening for you, but you have this ability right now and safe space to take a nap, essentially. And that's funny because I think this deck has a card called Take a Nap. You can definitely, you're in safe hands. You are divinely guided and protected right now, but definitely pay attention to yourself and make sure that you are doing what is best for you right now. You can't force everything. You got to give yourself some grace. You can't jump through these hurdles super fast. Just go with the flow. And again, that's kind of Queen of Cups energy that I mentioned in pile 1 too, is the Queen of Cups is the master of her emotions. She goes with the flow, you know, like a river, you know, the river's always flowing. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, but there's no stopping it. It'd be funny if we had some sort of beaver dam or something like that in this, but there is no stopping it. And the best thing to do is be like the person in the raft and just flow down this river of life and ping pong off like little rocks and things. And this analogy is getting crazy, so I'm not going to continue, but pay attention and rest and retreat and give yourself some grace. Okay, pile 2, you have a lot coming. You want to be completely rested and prepared for when these amazing changes and transitions come into fruition. Okay. Well, that is everything I have for you, pile 2. If this resonated with you, I would very much appreciate it. Here's my spiel again. If you like, comment, and subscribe, that greatly helps the channel. It also helps me to know what you guys like and dislike. And that's pretty much it. I appreciate you being here, pile 2. I will see you at your reading. Take care. Hey there, pile 3. If you chose the lapis lazuli throat chakra stone, this will be your reading. And again, if you skip the intro, what we are looking at today is the new year, the new astrological new year. And this is Aries season, and we are now in the spring equinox. If you are somebody who is in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern, happy fall. Or autumn, I should say. Only us Americans say fall, I think. Anywho, I do wanted to get this going for you, and I'm so sorry that this reading was kind of late. I came down with a nasty bug last week, and I could not record for the life of me. So we also took some oracle cards here. We're going to get some current or incoming energies type theme, and then get some channeled advice and messages from spirit, of course, because we always do. So what I'm going to do is focus on these first, and then we will go to the tarot for some clarification. So let's get going with your cards. We have Treasure Island, Here and Now, and Higher Power. And if you are somebody who pays attention to the numbers, you have Treasure Island with number 9. We have Here and Now with 32, which reduces to 5. And then we have Higher Power, which is 4. So let's kind of take a look at the Wisdom of the Oracle cards first, just to get a sense as to what is going on, and then we will dive into the tarot. So let's take a look at Treasure Island first, okay? This one has a lot to do with the law of attraction and bringing your dreams into fruition. This is the result of positive manifestations. And with the number 9, it's usually the ending of things. So you're like this close to receiving your manifestations. You've definitely been, hard and working hard and acting upon your belief in, spirit and the universe and divine timing. And really, you're definitely somebody who has kind of thrown the control out, thrown it to the winds and pretty much have said, all right, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to let spirit do, universe do whatever it is that they want to do. And pretty much, what you're going to happen, if it hasn't already, is you're going to kind of hit the jackpot for it. You're going to tap into that unlimited abundance and potential that is within you. So pretty much what this oracle card has a lot to do with, though, is making sure that you have the ability to recognize the treasure that you're seeking when it's coming into fruition. So when your manifestation is about to hit. So really make a concerted effort, is what I'm trying to say, to trust your intuition right now, as there is a lot of things that are really subtle that are happening right now. So definitely kind of zoom out, pay attention to the signs and what's happening. And you are really entering into pretty much an amazing, prosperous phase. So, you're going to be enjoying the fruits of your labor very soon. Okay. And when I say the fruits of your labor, I mean not by like toiling and really putting in a lot of labor. I'm saying like really just putting your manifestations out there and sitting back and waiting for them to come into fruition, and just handing it over to the universe and saying, hey, you know what? This is what I want. Come give it to me. And sometimes that is the best way for you to attract what you want coming to you. So again, it's like law of attraction. You're putting it out in order for you to receive it. Okay. And then we have the Here and Now. And the Here and Now, did I say it was 32? Yes, it is. It's 32, which is 5s. And 32 for this one, Here and Now, has a lot to do with being present in the moment and being really mindful of living one day at a time. So, something that this deck says that really resonates with me on here is that everything important happens right now in the present. Only this moment counts. So, looking into the future and looking into the past is great and wonderful when it comes to, future, maybe preparing yourself for eventual outcomes or learning from the past. But when it comes to the present and noticing what's going on right now, this is the only space and time where you're going to be able to identify the potential miracles, abundance, your manifestations coming into fruition. So I really do think that they're saying, pay attention. You need some self-awareness right now. You really need to look look with your open eyes at everything that is coming to you. Essentially what these are saying is be on the lookout and really, really pay attention. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. You really need to hone your attention to what is happening currently. I don't know if I can make that any more clear. But there is definitely something coming into fruition for you that is going to be hopefully very recognizable to you, pile 3, but let's see. And then let's jump into number 4, which is higher power. And, you know, obviously this has a lot to do, and number 4 is all about angels and guidance and being on the right path and being kind of cradled and held by the universe and your spirit guides and pushed along a path and knowing that you're safe and knowing that you're secure. So the higher power card is, you know, the presence of the divine and kind of having that partnership with spirit and the universe and your spirit guides and, you know, anybody else you happen to, you know, subscribe to, if you have animal spirit guides or pretty much anything and everything. This is definitely something that I kind of touched on with this before is paying attention to the divine timing and your intuition and living in the moment, because that's when these miracles are going to occur. You need to be conscious of your connection. And I do think that, like I said earlier in the beginning, that you are somebody who is very spiritually connected to spirit and your spirit guides. Like I said, you're somebody who definitely goes with the flow and kind of turns off the control. You realize that there is no control that you technically have. You have free will, but it's not the same as having control, is it? So definitely pay attention, and maybe it'll be beneficial to you right now to kind of have times to meditate, to, you know, whatever you do to foster that strong connection with spirit and the universe. Definitely stay with that right now, because I think that you are being channeled with downloads and messages right now. And also pay attention to repeating 4s and what is happening when you see repeating 4s. Pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to what's going on around you. That might give you clues, is kind of what I'm hearing. So, well, let's take a look at the deck and get some clarification with the tarot. Happy Aries season. Happy astrological new year. Happy birthday to all the Aries. My incense burned out, but still got my candle. Okay, so I need this straight. Stop it. Oh, and I think I already said that we were going to pull those, but we'll pull those in just a minute. Okay. Spirit, what do we have to say about all these energies? We, of course, are using the Rider-Waite deck. I haven't used this in a long time. And it's funny, it's like, this is the oldest deck I have, and it's so full, just happy. And oh my gosh, speaking of happy, we just got 1111. Definitely portals opening. Do I need anything else? I'm just going to do this real quick and let's see what we get. Okay. All right. So we have the 8 of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Tower. Don't stress. Everybody always stresses when they see the Tower. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have Temperance. Okay, so this is a lot. We're going to unpack this as good as easy as we can. Okay, stay up there. Whew. All right, so let me take a look here, and I do want to make sure that all of these are in the frame. So I'm going to adjust this just a little bit so you can see. Okay. So what we're going to take a look at, I'm kind of just going to do these in sections and how they resonate with me. I try to sometimes go in order, but we'll see. Okay, so the first thing with Treasure Island, and we did talk about opportunities coming your way. I do see that probably in your most recent past, the reason why you're likely having this opening or this abundant energy is that, like I said, you turned over control to the universe, and part of that had to do with getting away from something that was no longer serving you. I do get the sense for you, Pile 3, that you did go through a significant tower moment that really kind of tore you down. Especially with the Nine of Wands energy here, you probably went through something very significant, some sort of loss, some sort of way of living, something that was very ingrained in you, or your way of existing has kind of had the rug pulled out from under you, and you were forced to just throw up your hands and be like, you know what, I'm turning this over to spirit. I'm going to turn this over to the universe, and I'm just gonna let them take me where I'm being asked to go. And I think that was probably the best thing that you possibly could have done. You definitely enabled this ability for these new opportunities and to come through, and this beautiful support from spirit, because you decided to roll with the punches and just walk away and say, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm going to hand this over to the universe. Okay. So I do think, and for some of you, it might have been some very significant financial constraints that were kind of placed on you. Maybe you had a period of time where you struggled to make ends meet, or you were, possibly not able to, find a job that would help you make your ends meet. You may have been laid off, or and had a really difficult time replacing your income. I do think, especially, I did just hear right now that some of you have, really honed your skills and gone back to school in order to make sure that this doesn't happen again. You are definitely somebody who was preparing and trying to stack the deck as to be as fruitful as possible. Obviously, you do recognize that you don't have much control and that things are going to come to you when they come to you, but at the same time, you did want to prepare. And I think that you, especially with, like I said, the here and now card, you are being asked to continue to be living in that moment. And right now, what I see coming in for you with the Treasure Island is it's been coming for a long time. There's this really slow moving energy of abundance that's kind of coming slow. And I do think that with the Treasure Island, he's being carried on a turtle's back, and we all know that turtles are not the fastest animals on the planet. Although, have you ever seen them swim? So anyways, I digress. But the Knight of Pentacles is definitely about kind of taking on that financial, materialistic, or earthly journey. It very well could be just a journey that you are going on that could be very more spiritual. And I think it might also be kind of in tangent with some sort of financial loss, or something that really, like I said, just kind of really knocked you down, really broke things down. And you were just like, good Lord, what else is going to come? You were definitely strong, but at the same time, you just kind of threw it out there and gave it up to the universe for to be remedied. So I'm not going to, keep going on this piece, but I do think, especially with the Queen of Pentacles here, that you are going to be moving into a really amazing, abundant, either in career or home or something in the material world, where you are going to have a level of stability that you have been working really, really hard to achieve. And it might have been because you really dedicated yourself to those opportunities that came your way, when it came to improving yourself, and recognizing that when spirit was giving you certain things to improve your situation, that you took it. So I do think that this energy that is coming in with the new astrological year and with Treasure Island is definitely going to set you back on your feet again. You're going to very much feel like you are back in charge. You are definitely back on your feet is what I'm going to say. Okay. So with the here and now, and I do think that the here and now does, when it comes to recognizing your manifestations or recognizing the blessings that are soon to be coming your way, I do think what a sign is going to be a little bit of collaborative effort. Samson, don't you dare start barking. No, don't you dare. I'm doing a reading. There's kids walking home from school and he is going to bark. Oh my goodness. So what I do want to say is that something that might be coming into, something that you might recognize when it comes to, Samson, no. When it comes to being mindful and, stop it, recognizing these opportunities. Samson, chill. It's just a puppy. He's on our lawn. Calm down. Stop. Okay. Sorry. Samson doesn't want to be quiet when I'm doing this. Okay. So, like I was saying, without interruption, something that you might see when I said definitely pay attention to the bigger picture and things that are coming into fruition around you and being really self-aware is that who is coming into your life right now to kind of speed this process up. The Knight of Swords is somebody who is about action and energy and having that mission and going for it and really having that clarity as to what they're going to do to move forward and to achieve their goal. But I do think that it's going to be a collaborative effort. And this very well might be somebody, if it's a job or a career change or some sort of dream job that you're kind of manifesting, definitely get out there and try and pay attention to who you're networking with, because I do think that there is some sort of collaborative effort that is going to be coming into fruition that's going to propel you into new heights. So with the Here and Now card, as well as, the Knight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, really pay attention as to who you're talking to, being in the moment and really seeing the opportunities for what they are, because you don't want the opportunity to pass and then be living in the past and say, oh my gosh, I should have recognized this or that. And sometimes, it is easier to live our lives in hindsight when it comes to, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Definitely do not, I think boldness is what's being advised here as well, is not being reserved. Definitely being patient, because, your 111 portal of manifestation is definitely coming your way, but you definitely should pay attention to what your actions and your thoughts and are in the moment. Just be really mindful about being here in the present and seeing the opportunities for what they are, because when you see them, you will know. I do get the sense that you will know, but don't be timid. Don't play it safe. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I think the cards are telling you to, you don't have to live in this worry or fear. It's more about the Knight of Swords energy, where you can charge forward with clarity and knowing what your goal is and what you're going after. So whatever is going to come into fruition and present itself as an opportunity that's going to lead you to your little treasure island is definitely going to be something you're not going to be timid about when it comes to your journey or you chasing this particular adventure. Okay. And I do think with the higher, so basically just be really aware of what's happening in a nutshell. With the higher power here, I do think there's a lot of self-awareness that comes along with this as well, because the advice was being to connect to spirit, okay? And they are definitely working on the divine timing. We have this wonderful Four of Wands card here, which is a card of celebration, but it's also bringing things into fruition, having that beautiful 111 or sorry, 1111 opening that will just kind of really show you and illuminate all the beautiful things that are coming in. This is something that is divine timing. This is your path. This is something that you deserve. You are just being asked to hold out just a little bit longer in order for all this to come into fruition. You will definitely recognize it when you see it. And your angels are definitely here and supporting you. I think it's wonderful that you have this angel of temperance here with this beautiful angel of the higher power. And with the celebratory 1111 card, essentially 4 of Wands in between it, showing you that portals are opening for you. This is beautiful energy in the fact that you are safe, you are secure. Hang in there. We got you. You are being, safely held. Okay, so let's get your oracle cards here. So we have obsession. We have pay attention. Oh, yeah. Okay. And we have self-awareness. Okay. That just gave me tingles because I love it when things just gel like that. It's literally why I became a tarot reader in the first place. It's almost like an addiction to when things happen like that. You're like, oh, it feels so nice. Okay. Sorry. I digress again. So, obsession, focusing too much on one situation, need to take a break and step back. Yes. So like I said, with whatever happened to you when it came to this tower moment and you being weary, do not let you're successfully walking away from it, right? You are leaving that in the past where it needs to be, and you are going to stay in the here and now. But there is definitely a warning here as to don't be obsessed with the things that happened in the past and let that fear worry you into pushing that wonderful manifestation energy away. Okay. Like attracts like. I say this all the time, and you want your vibrations to stay high. You don't want to be stuck in this what if cycle of doom and gloom. And what if it doesn't work out? Or what if I don't get it? Or what if this has happened? You are being divinely guided and protected. What is happening for you is happening for you. Or wait, no. What is happening to you is happening for you. Okay. And some people absolutely hate that phrase, but in this case, I really think it applies because you do have, if this traumatic event happened to you, it's really easy. We are human to go back and want to prevent those things from happening again. Do not let it become an obsession to the point where it clouds your judgment and makes you feel unworthy, or that you're not going to get what is due to you, what is already in process of coming to you. Okay? Okay, pile 3? I feel like I'm getting lecture-y all of a sudden. Okay, so this is very odd. I mean, it is what it is. Pay attention, look out for signs from the divine, and acknowledge red flags. Absolutely. So again, living in the here and now is the best time for you to keep your eyes open and really pay attention to the things that are coming for you. Watch for the signs. Also watch for the red flags. These are things that are coming into fruition that are going to guide you towards what you actually need to move towards. Okay. So the red flags are going to be like, not for you. How about you pay attention to this over here? And then there's, the good signs, the repeating 4s, the 111s, people coming into your life that have your best interests at heart and want to collaborate and help you. You will be able to recognize what is coming in that is good and also decipher what is bad. And that's about the Knight of Swords, right? He has that clarity. He knows exactly what he is going to pursue. And I think you are being asked to pay attention. And self-awareness is literally just another form of paying attention. But instead of paying attention to your surroundings and the opportunities and things coming your way, you are going to pay attention to yourself. And I do think it's funny that the self-awareness came out with the higher power card, as well as the Knight of Swords, Temperance, and the 1111 card is, tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns. And we kind of talked about this at the beginning is, whatever you're doing to foster your connection with spirit and keep it strong, definitely keep doing that, because I really think that being able to tap into your higher self, your spirit guides, the universe, all that is going to keep you on this wonderful direction path and keep you out of this obsessive, negative thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, really dwelling on the past that is now in the past. Just let it go in the past. So I think that that is super clear. I don't think I could expand on that anymore. Okay, deep breath, because I feel like I was just talking. Nice. Okay, so your final card from the Angel Oracle is Step into the Unknown. Curiosity keeps us heading down new paths. Take a chance. And if that doesn't kind of wrap up everything, I don't know what will. But again, I think your spirit guides and the universe are speaking directly to you, pile 3, and saying, reassuring you, number 1, that all this stuff is in the past and you are now moving into a wonderful, bountiful energy of what is due to you, and, you know, finding your treasure, finding your abundance. You've put in all this work to put yourself on this path, and you've surrendered your will to the universe, and you're just going to have to continue to step into the unknown. You're going to have to take that next step. You're going to have to really have a lot of clarity as much as you can as to what you want, so that you can take that confident step into, you know, the unknown, which can be scary because it's the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We want to know what's going to happen so that we can prepare, but that's impossible, right? You can't see into the future. And I think the final message that they're trying to tell you is that you're divinely guided. You are being protected. It is safe. It says to take a chance and stay curious and continue heading down this path. Okay? Well, pile 3, that is everything I have for you. If this reading resonated with you, I would very much appreciate it if you took a moment to comment down below. Also, don't forget to like, and possibly even, if you could, subscribe to my channel. That's the simplest way to help my channel grow. I absolutely love doing these readings for everybody, and I thank you so much for all the new subscribers, love, support, messages that I get from you guys all the time. You're just wonderful. And with that, I will leave it here for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you at your next reading. Take care.